Maayong adlaw. My name is Cherry Angel Anne Flejalas. You can call me Cherry. I am 21 years old and I come from the beautiful province of Capiz, which is also known to be the seafood capital of the Philippines. And we have a lot of beautiful beaches, and that made me a beach lover, a beach bum, because every time I feel stressed and depressed, I just can go directly to the beach, feel the sand, the sea breeze, and it really helped me with my mental stability. And we also have a lot of seafood restaurants along the beach, and we can definitely eat delicious and affordable seafood. So I encourage everyone to come and capture Capiz. All right. If my best friend would definitely describe me, I believed and I know that she'll describe me as a talkative person because I always wanted to talk with people because I believe that talking to someone really helps them, especially in this time of pandemic where everyone seems to be in chaos. Everybody needs someone to talk to and everybody needs to have a friend. You know what? Social media is a very powerful tool in this time where everything is done online and everyone has the right to speak their minds. But for the parents, I would totally say and tell them that we should teach our children to think before we click or even before we speak. Because social media is a powerful tool. It might uplift someone, but it can also destroy a person. And this time of pandemic, everyone is affected. You know, the minorities, maybe our drivers, our commuters, our low income. But for me, pandemic really affected me in terms of my studies because I had the chance to go online classes and it's really, really hard. But I'm looking forward in the positive side of it. Because of the pandemic, I was able to take care of my grandmother until she passed away.
Hi, Sir Voltaire. Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Cristel Abello. I'm 27 years old and I am a communications graduate and currently a full-time model. Three things I want you to know about me is that I am a risk taker. I love to have fun. And an interesting fact about me is that I actually had my very own Pia Wurtzbach moment when I joined my very first pageant. I was accidentally announced as the runner-up when I had actually won that night. And coincidentally, it's also my third time joining a national pageant, kaya baka sign din siya na mag-align din yung stars for me this time around. Just like Pia's. For me, that's a simple question. I would honestly choose Japan. My parents currently are living in Yokosuka, Japan, and there is nothing more special to me than valuing the time with my loved ones. And ever since I made my move here to the Philippines, it's really hard being alone. And I struggle with not being able to see them as much as I did before. So I would really cherish that time with my family and my loved ones in Japan. No, I don't think that celebrities are confused with their achievements or for their achievements. I think celebrities have definitely made their mark because of the work that they've done and the work that they've put in. I think that given their platform and their power, they do have a responsibility to be a role model to the youth and to everyone around them. And I believe that celebrities, for the most part, do a good job in maximizing their platform. The pandemic has definitely challenged me in all the ways possible. First of all, I am alone here in the Philippines, which makes it really difficult for me to just be away from my loved ones. And also, I came here to the Philippines. I left my secured job in California. So right now I am not making, any income at the moment. But to be honest, I am just trying to make the most of my time and I'm happy to be on this journey. Kahit mahirap siya.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Angela Nika de Grano from Negros Occidental. I am a middle child and a certified lawless girl. My friends used to call me Jack of all trades, master of none, but I'm not so sure if that's a good thing. However, I am someone who loves to learn new things. That's why. But then sometimes I tend not to master it. And I'm someone who freely expresses herself in the form of arts, may it be dancing, singing, photography, videography. And in fact, when I was a kid, I used to sell my drawings to my classmates for about 5 to 10 pesos. My life verse is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Negros Occidental is very rich and abundant in terms of natural resources. We have beaches, we have great food, we have very sweet people. That's why we are called the land of sweet surprises. I believe asking someone to go out for a date is regardless of gender. It doesn't define you. And who invented that it should be a man who should ask you out for a date? I believe that now we're in 2021 and we should be more open into changes. The pandemic is indeed very challenging to everyone. It's a tough time and we all have been through different kind of hardships. And me personally, I believe the feeling of being isolated and not being able to know the uncertainties that's coming our way, I think that is the most challenging part.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Marie Krista Robelwitz. I'm 23, representing Pangasinan. I describe myself as a third culture kid because I was born and raised in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to a German dad and a Filipina mom. From a very young age, I've been very aware of different cultures and religions, which helped my cultural sensitivity, but gave me a lot of stories to tell. According to my friends, my favorite way to start a sentence is in Germany, in the Philippines, and Saudi Arabia, because I've lived in all those places. Some people may perceive me as shy, but once I start talking, especially if it's something that I'm passionate about, like acting, makeup, travel, there is no end. I would say that the beauty from the outside is not as important. What is more important is the beauty from the outside. And my beauty is I am kind despite my bad experiences in life. I've experienced so many things, but I wouldn't want anyone else to experience that. I have risked my mental health. I've had a lot of struggles with my mental health, but I know that this journey will make it all worth it. I know that despite my struggles, I'll be able to overcome this. The pandemic has challenged me in a way that I have gotten so comfortable being an introvert. So this one is another challenge, getting out of my comfort zone again, and really utilizing my platform to inspire so many.
Hi, maayong adlaw. I'm Steffi Rose Pearson Abirastri, proudly representing Cebu Province. So things that you should know about me is that I'm an island girl. So I really enjoy swimming with the fishes. I even saw a pregnant seahorse, and at the same time, I swam together with treasure sharks. Can you imagine that? Aside from that, I love visiting the farm, and I even vaccinated thousands of chicks. And lastly, I'm a Sinulog dancer and a woman of God. So that's it about me. Thank you so much. For me, I rate my beauty of course, 10. I'm really blessed at what God has given me and also my parents because of that. For me, beauty is about being comfortable with your own skin, like knowing and accepting who you are. For me, that's really beautiful. And beauty is skin deep. It's not just about the physique, but it's what's really in here. For me, that's beautiful. That's why I rate myself 10. Thank you. For me, I totally agree with that. With now me as a social media person, as a queen plus tindera, I've always been into social media. And it's really important for me to filter what I post and what I share. And now people are taking advantage of the disadvantages of social media. Like, we have to remind ourselves and put a borderline for us not to hurt other people. And remind that to make use of the social media the way it is designed. Okay. This pandemic, I've encountered so many problems, but I rose up and stand with this challenge. With this pandemic, I learned so many things, like the value of communication. Before, I never really asked someone, how are you doing? But with this pandemic, people mean so much to me. That's why with this pandemic, communication, life, and time itself is so important for me. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kirsten Daniel Dalavin, and my nickname is Kesses. I am from Masbate City, and the story that I want to tell you is that I am a miracle baby. My mother and father had 8 pregnancies, and I was the only one who survived. And when I was 6 years old, I suffered from a viral encephalitis with only 5% chance of living, and I survived. I think that the universe has been very kind to me, and I think that it's my job to give back that kindness. Thank you. Mr. Voltaire, I think that belief is in itself a stereotype. There is no good thing or bad thing, it's how you think about it. And actually, joining a beauty pageant and being your truest self, that is the best way to break that stereotype. It's all in the mind. It's about expressing yourself and being truly who you are. Thank you. Mr. Voltaire, I absolutely love that quote, and I think that the eyes are the first thing I see when I look at someone. And in my eyes, people can see that I am ready for this. I think of the Miss Universe job as something that I was born to do and that I will be putting my whole heart into it. Thank you so much. Mr. Voltaire, I think that being away from my work, which is in showbiz, I get to be with people every day in show business and make them smile. So 1.5 years of not being able to do that has been very sad, but I was able to recalibrate and remember who I was with, who I inspired before I even came to showbiz. And I think it's very important to really recenter.
Hi everyone. So I've been to 3 Justin Bieber's by myself concerts, and one he looked straight into my eyes while he was singing. Talagang kinilig ako kasi you know what? I knew we had a moment. And everyone knows I hate spicy food, but for some weird reason, I still carry it in my bag because I just really like the taste of it. Tapatio lang. And I know this sounds super gross, but watching Dr. Pimple Popper is so satisfying for me. Now, call me spontaneous because I stayed at one of the most haunted hotels in California, and it was so creepy because the volume of the TV kept going up and down the whole night. It was so scary. And during the pandemic, I learned how to make kare-kare, and it was so delicious that I don't think that the world has become politically correct. I think that what's going on right now is the cancel culture that we need to get rid of. I feel like that is a modern day of bullying. And I also feel that we need to stop cancel culture because it's as if we're judging people based off of what their opinions are. If it's opposing to ours, all of a sudden it feels like it's wrong. And cancel culture needs to disappear because it's as if we lost empathy for the people. I have been asked this when I was 18, and I still stand by what I think from before versus now, which is as much as we want to stay committed to the person that we marry, we can't always decide whether or not they want to stay together. I know that married people stay together and try to work it out, but at the same time, we need to respect if they are no longer in love or if they choose better things that's better for their families and their children. It's challenged me in multiple ways. I mean, from having to go to school full time and working full time while trying to support my family, having to focus on school and from home, it teaches us responsibility and accountability because we need to be more focused. And aside from that, I've had to deal from being away from my family and not being able to see them. And it's been very hard, but social media has been such an advantage for me because I can communicate with my family all over the world.